What's up, Jackson? How's everybody doing? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Hope you had a good night rest last night. Everything was good on this end. Thank you very much. So in today's video, we're gonna go into uh, it's council day today. So we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens today. It's gonna be council day today, and we gonna see what happens. See, they MV Transport. I'm wondering if MV Transport and the workers gonna be down there today, right? Because Kenneth Stokes says he's gonna put a resolution on the floor to get rid of MV Transport. Now, like I said yesterday. Well, I don't know if it was yesterday. Oh, might have been. I don't remember. But anyway, like I said in my podcast before, I bet you 10-1 that it's not going to pass. There's too much at stake here. You want a win-win deal. It's got to be. Look, I understand. You know what Kevin Parkinson said? I got his name. Thank you. I understand what Kevin Parkinson said, that sometimes it's going to be a lose-lose deal. No, it's got to be a win-win deal. It's got to be a win-win deal because these people has worked too hard and too long. And then here it's not fair for you, and it's not equitable. There's no equitability in this matter because here you hired people from out of town and paid them the competitive wage that you should have been paying the drivers that is on strike. So come on, it's got to be a win-win deal here. It's got to be. It's got to be. Once again, it all remains to be seen. I hope a positive resolution can come out of this. Like I said before, once again, I absolutely could be totally wrong, but I think that they should just extend MV Transport's contract. Extend the contract. They extend the contract. Allow them to stay here for another 2 years or so, to where they can recoup their losses, and they pay the workers on the front end. They pay the workers on the front end while the city. So like maybe if the city get grants or something, or get something like that until something comes through, and when the city comes through, boom, give MV Transport their bread back. Because either way, them workers need to be paid, right? Come on, resident. Either way, them workers need to be paid competitive wages, and it's only fair. They work too hard and they work too long. I'm not trying to hear those workers coming out of this thing on the losing end. I don't want them to lose at all. Absolutely not. But once again, I could be wrong. And I stand 10 toes down on that. And I stand corrected if I am. But, so we'll see what happens at council today. You know what I'm saying? I'm going down there. I'm going to look around and see who's going to be down there. You know what I'm saying? I'm quite sure a lot of some of the disabled folk going to be down there that's dealing with this politics stuff. Quite sure Dr. Scott Crawford will be there and others. But however the case may be, I'm there for a different purpose. I'm there for, I'm just there to observe. I'm there to see, But anyway, so we had the Jane Avenue meeting was yesterday, and it went well. I was hoping that, and I'm glad we had a turnout, whatever. But I did get a chance to express my opinions on some of the things. We galvanize, about galvanization and implementation and strategization We have to have that in order to have a community. Yeah, they talk about voting and voters' rights and redistricting and all that stuff. But if you got control over your community, I don't care if it's a Democrat in office or if it's a Republican in office, I don't care who it is. If you got control of your community, they're going to hear what you have to say. You know what I'm saying? I can guarantee you that. Because the point of influence is the control of the voters. Period. These churches, was it Rosemont, excuse me, I'm saying Rosemont, over on South Drive came out, talked about this, that, or the other. I just think that, I really think that they came out just to talk about the lady with the $15,000 water bill. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? But let me say something. Regardless of the fact, I'm looking at consistency. If you coming out here just for that, then what's your real point? Well, what's your point? Because you could they just had announced it that they was had concerns with the water department down there. And what nobody in the church was listening. They just had a meeting down there at Graymont Street. Nobody was listening. Okay. Of course, we got this person, this thing that happened over Road of Remembrance with this woman, Tasia Fortune, was found in a tree, hung in a tree, and they trying to allegedly say, they trying to question a 65-year-old man. You gotta be boo the fool if you think a 65-year-old man harness a woman, a dead human carcass in a tree by himself. And that's all I got to say about that. And they obviously obfuscating, circumventing, right? Circumventing the possibility that this could have been a heinous act. Let me tell you something. Some black folks, I was just talking about that to my sister about it. My sister had her views about it, whatever the case may be, but my view is different. Let me tell you something. Yes, black folks do, we do kill each other. Yes, we do. But I think that, like I said, I'm not saying that it is, but I ain't saying that it ain't either. I'm just saying it's possible. I keep my mind open for anything that happens. And I look at what's going on already. It's a lot of things, it's a lot of factors in it. I'm looking at what's going on already. I'm looking at everything. And that's why I say I raise a possibility. What is wrong with raising a possibility? Because if your tale is wrong and the possibility is correct, you're going to be made a fool out of. Tell me I'm wrong. Just tell me I'm wrong. Leave me a comment. This is the 601 Network. Real Jackson News. Leave me a comment. Look here. I'm not going to be on too long today. I'm gonna go ahead and counsel. We'll get ready and go to counsel and everything, and we will reconvene tomorrow. Maybe later on today. I may come back and tell you what happened. Talk to you later.